So I'd like to welcome everyone here. My name is Bob Burns, Mayor of the City of Marshall, and of course this is a very um, memorable and special day. This is about 80 years ago. There was a day like this when they started the Highway 19 project. It was actually Highway 19 and Highway 23 at that time coming through Marshall. Now it's time to rebuild, reconstruct, redesign that road, and of course it'll be another 50 to 80 years. So this is really a generational project. So we're thrilled to all be part of it. There's been a lot of planning that has gone into this. There'll be a number of speakers that will talk briefly before we do the actual groundbreaking. And they'll talk about the local effort, the partnership. They'll talk about the federal partnership. They'll talk about the state partnership. And partnership is really kind of the theme of the day, because there's a lot of people that work collaboratively to get us really to this point. I should introduce a few people, and I'm really hesitant to do this because, where do you stop and where do you start? But certainly I want to recognize John Huseby, who's the retired. John, why don't you raise your hand and stand up? John is retired, but he was the MnDOT District 8 engineer, did a lot of the pre-planning, the visioning, and work that actually went into the federal grant, so John was an integral part. Introduced Reinhold Mathewitz, who is here. And of course, the RNG Construction is the general contractor. Local contractor, and we look forward to their progress over the next 2 years. I'm going to stop with introductions there and really go into the introducing a few of the speakers, and I'll introduce them as they are in order of how they're going to be speaking. I first want to introduce Jason Anderson. Jason is the City Engineer, Director of Public Works for the City of Marshall. Jason's going to make a few remarks, and also in those remarks recognize some other folks in the city and some of the consultants that have worked on this project. Jason.
Thank you, Mayor Burns. Thank you everyone for coming out today. Not the nicest weather, but we'll make do. Today's groundbreaking of the College Drive reconstruction project begins a significant investment into our community. We're investing in a safer, more accessible, more resilient community, and one that will serve the generations to come. This project represents years of planning and listening and collaboration. We're grateful for all the input from the public as well as the business community in Marshall. That input was essential to help us inform decision making on this project. At the heart of the planning process has been a strong and productive partnership with MnDOT. We're deeply grateful for MnDOT's cooperative spirit, their technical guidance, and their shared commitment to making this corridor function at a high level for many years to come. Additionally, we should thank SEH for their consulting work during the preliminary design phase, as well as SRF for their engineering design work on this project. It's been a really good working experience with MnDOT and these engineers, and as well as everyone else that's worked on the project. It's gone very well. This project proves what's possible when federal and state agencies, local governments, and communities all come together around a common purpose to build something that matters and something that will last. So thank you to MnDOT, to City and Marshall Municipal Utilities staff, and especially to the residents whose voices have helped to shape this project from the start. We look forward to a successful project with our local contractor, RNG Construction. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. One of the things that Jason mentioned was the federal partnership, and that partnership was vital in the funding, the $15.4 million raise grant. And so the federal part of this is super important in terms of the federal support for safe and effective transportation throughout the state. So I'd like to recognize Senator Tina Smith, who will make a few comments.
situated here. Well, good morning, everybody. And congratulations. This is so fantastic. It is great to be with you today to help you celebrate this groundbreaking and rebuilding of Highway 19 and College Drive. And I know that this road goes right through the heart of Marshall, and it's going to make it smoother and safer and just work better for everybody in the community. And so I'm excited to be here to help you celebrate this groundbreaking. This road is keeping this community connected. And I also know that this project is about more than just repairing and replacing some pavement, that you're going to be making improvements to water and sewer mains. You're going to be improving the intersections so that they're safer and more convenient for folks. It's going to be greener and more welcoming, and the whole area is going to be safer and work better for drivers and bikers and pedestrians. And that's exactly the kind of project we should be doing. This project is a tribute to the relentless advocacy of the folks in this community. Mayor Burns and Jason and everybody at the City of Marshall, you all have such fantastic leadership. Working in partnership with the amazing folks at MnDOT, Nancy and project manager Jesse and everybody who makes this project happen from MnDOT's perspective. And of course, strong support from local legislators, Senator Dames and Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan and the whole crew. And I want to particularly thank the incredible men and women that are going to actually build this project and get it done. So incredible partnership across the board. And I know you started working on this. You've been working on this for a long time. And Senator Klobuchar and I are so glad to be able to put our shoulder into bringing this a little over $15 million back to the community of Marshall to help make this project a reality. That is exactly what we should be doing, bringing those tax dollars back to Minnesota so that Minnesota works better for Minnesotans. And you know, I have worked in the private sector and at the state and local level, and I have really come to understand so clearly that the best ideas are always going to come from the people that are closest to the work here in the community. And it is our job to help fuel your great ideas by bringing those federal dollars home. So I know that projects like this really depend on a strong federal partnership, and I just want you to know that I'm doing everything I can in Washington to make sure that we continue to have a strong federal partner to get projects like this going and done. So congratulations to everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me, Mayor Burns, and congratulations. Let's go get her done. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Senator Smith, and thank you so much for being here. The Senator Klobuchar, I believe, is on an airplane right now, but Chuck Atman is going to convey a message on the Senator's behalf.
Thank you, Mayor. The Mayor is correct. We would have liked to get Senator Klobuchar here. We just were unable to get her to Marshall this time around. When an invitation comes in for a MnDOT groundbreaking or ribbon cutting, it's an easy yes for us on staff because they are fun celebrations. They are the highlight of kind of what we get to do. It's a culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of meetings, a lot of discussions, a lot of back and forth. These projects are years in the making until we get to this point. So happy to be here. And I have a letter from Senator Klobuchar. Dear Mayor Bob and friends, thank you for the invitation to this groundbreaking today. Though my schedule prevents me from joining you in person, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the City of Marshall on launching this important project. The project is a great example of what we can accomplish at all levels of government when we are united in a shared vision. Over half of this total project cost came from this federal raised grant. To meet the demands of a 21st century economy, we need a 21st century infrastructure. Highway 19 is an important integral corridor that is a key artery for the economy in this part of the state. This reconstruction of almost 2 miles of Highway 19 through the heart of Marshall will provide the needed, modern, reliable, safe infrastructure to expand economic opportunities, improve safety, and accelerate growth in the community. As your partner in Washington, please know that I will continue to work hard on your behalf. I am proud to serve you in the United States Senate. Congratulations again. I look forward to traveling on the new Highway 19 soon. Sincerely, Senator Amy Klobuchar. Thanks.
Thank you, Chuck. I was remiss earlier. I didn't introduce I introduced the retired MnDOT district engineer. I didn't introduce the current and MnDOT, Kelly Barkhorst, if you raise your hand. So, very happy. Kelly will probably be organizing everyone when we actually do the groundbreaking, so that's kind of a heads up. We're also honored that the State Commissioner of Transportation, Nancy Doppelberger, is here. She's been a great leader for MnDOT, and I'd like to invite her to make some comments.
Thank you, Mayor. Long time no see. Thank you for coming to St. Paul last week to join us for the State of the State event. And good morning, everyone. I'm just very happy to be here. Very pleased to be asked to join the agenda today. So thanks for the City of Marshall hosting this year. It's great to celebrate the reconstruction of Highway 19 in beautiful Marshall. So much like the work we do at MnDOT, this work, as has been mentioned, is a partnership with the communities we serve in collaboration with the City of Marshall. We began creating the vision for this project back in 2019, as I understand it. So for the last few years, we met with city officials, business owners, the residential community through focus groups, open houses, demonstration projects, hearings, and many meetings where we listened to the needs and priorities of the community. And we heard you, City of Marshall. So priorities on this project include improving the pavement condition, which we'll do by laying new concrete from Marlene Street to Bruce Street, improving intersection safety, which we'll do in many ways, including the construction of a roundabout at the famous Chicken Foot, also known as the intersection of College Drive, Country Club Drive, and South 2nd Street. I did not know that was called Chicken Foot until we started talking about this event. And then improving the access and safety for people who walk or use bikes and mobility devices, which we'll do by installing bump outs and replacing sidewalks and curb ramps. And to improve aging city utilities at the same time as road construction. So if the community only has to navigate road construction once, we're not tearing out something that was just done. Many community members provided their input on these priorities, and the partners collaborated to create the plan, and the result is a good one. It's a great project. It'll restore pavement structure and install many safety enhancements. So at MnDOT, we are honored by your commitment to this project and how it can enhance the community's quality of life. Thank you for your participation and your dedication. And thank you to all our elected officials, those who were able to join us today and those across the state and in the air and in DC, and for their interest and intent in funding our state's infrastructure projects, especially in rural communities. And I want to say a special thank you to my MnDOT team out here in District 8. So Kelly Barkhorst, thank you for your leadership, and your predecessor, John Hughesby, thank you for joining us here today, and the whole District 8 team, along with what I'll call the project team, so the consultants and all the contractors who are going to help bring this project to completion. And there's a lot to get done along this 2-mile stretch during the next 2 years, and MnDOT staff, along with the City of Marshall, as well as RNG Construction, are really excited to get to work on this. So thank you in advance to the community, as well as all of those who will be traveling through it, for your patience with construction. Please help me in reminding all about the safety necessary in work zones, slowing down, putting away distractions, and paying close attention to what's going on, so all of our road workers can get home safe at the end of the day. Thank you again for inviting me to celebrate with you, and hats off to a safe and successful project.
So we have one more speaker. I'd like Jesse Valamek to come up. Jesse is, I almost feel like he has a dedicated seat at the Marshall City Council chamber. He's the project manager for this, and he's been at so many meetings and has really been worked a lot with our staff on as this project has progressed. So, Jesse.
Thank you, everybody. Good morning, everyone. It has been a privilege and an honor to be the project manager for this legacy project here in the city of Marshall. I'd just like to thank you all for being here today. It's a great day for the city of Marshall and for everyone who travels along Highway 19. We're proud to mark the official groundbreaking of the project that's been many years in the making, and one that's going to make a real difference in the lives and residents and local businesses and travelers alike. The project represents more than just road improvements. It's about safety, accessibility, and investing in infrastructure that supports growth and quality of life here in Marshall and throughout the region. We're updating pavement, we're improving intersections, enhancing pedestrian crossings, and making sure this corridor better serves everyone, whether you're driving, biking, walking, or rolling. These improvements are designed with the community in mind, and they reflect valuable input we receive from local partners and residents throughout the process. So I'd like to take a moment just to offer some sincere thanks to some of the key partners that I've worked with over the last years. First, thank you to the City of Marshall. Thank you for your strong partnership. Your input and your vision has been essential in getting it to this point. Thank you to all the MnDOT staff who have had or will have input into the project, especially Alex Winiger, our design manager for the project. Thank you to all the consulting firms who have helped us bring it together. SEH, Nikki Farrington and her team that did the project development, the preliminary layout, and public outreach. Ramble, who did the phase 1 and 2 environmental site assessment. HDR, the public engagement support. Braun, piezometer drilling and dewatering. TKDA, Shane Ortlap and his team for completing the technical independent review of the plan set. And then SRF Isthmus Anderson, especially Aaron Bassick, Kyle Harrison, and Jeremy Nielsen, and the rest of their team. Thank you for your thoughtful design and planning expertise. Your team has been instrumental in shaping the project that balances technical excellence and community needs. And to R&G, thank you for the commitment to delivering a high quality work, for your role in bringing these improvements to life. We're excited to work with you in making this transformation. And finally, thank you to all the residents and businesses of Marshall for the patience and engagement. We know construction comes with short-term inconveniences, but we're confident the long-term benefits will well outweigh it. Today is just the beginning, but it's an important milestone. So let's get to work and build something great together. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Now, before we move to the actual ceremonial groundbreaking, I want to point out there's 5 shovels up here. Those, we're not going to use those shovels. Those are for signatures. So people that are here, there are Sharpies up here. You can sign your name, and then those will be like kept as a memento in the city, in MnDOT, and some other places for probably the next generation. And then, so feel free to sign a shovel. Secondly, the organization now for the ceremonial shovel, can I point to Amy and you? So we'll have everybody move over to where the pile of gravel is over here. You can grab a shovel, especially the speakers. We'd like to have you grab a shovel, and then I'm not sure how many are there, but we'll take have a number of photo ops. First will be with everybody here, and then secondly there'll be probably some more smaller group pictures like the MnDOT people or other folks, and maybe the contractors. So anyway, we'll all head over, grab a shovel, and we'll do the groundbreaking and throw the dirt.
1, 2, 3.
Dad has some.